Okay guys, so someone was asking me about high-speed needle cleaning and how hard is it? And it's pretty friggin' easy. You don't even have to remove the carb to do it, and you don't have to take out the low-speed needle. So what you want to do is, everyone goes, well, how do I know where my carb was set? I don't want to lose my settings. Well, what you do is, say your carb looks like that, or however it was set before. Do this. It's called flats. You go 1/2 turn, 1 turn, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, on and on and on until you reach the bottom. Then you just reverse that number. So you know you were 3 turns out, go 3 turns back out again. Take your high-speed needle out, like that, and examine the O-ring that's on there, because sometimes they can look like that one and be in really bad shape and all hard and crusty, which that can cause tuning issues. Next, use the correct size wrench. They're all different, so find one that fits. Don't use pliers, because if you crush this, it'll leak, or you'll break it off. This one already loosened, so we're just going to pop that guy off, and then just unscrew the fuel barb, and then you're left with the barrel, like so. All you got to do is get yourself usually like a bristle out of a wire brush or a pin, and run a pin through all the little orifices. Obviously this pin's too big for those ones, but you guys get the idea. Clean it. It reminds me of something. Anyway, clean it out, get some brake parts cleaner. Clean this guy out. Like I said, you don't need to remove the low speed needle. No fuel passes through it. If you look in there, see where the needle is that's going across. This side right here, where it's kind of like a cone shape, the fuel only passes through that, nothing else. So taking this screw out does nothing unless it's plugged completely. In that case, the same thing here. Right? You go 1, 1.5, 2, so on and so on, until you count how many turns you were. Then remove it and take yourself some carb cleaner, brake parts cleaner. I don't have any of that, so we're just going to use some spray lube for now, just to show you guys. Let's see if I can try to do this here without using a tripod. Let's see if I can. Yeah, you can kind of see it's trying to, hold on here. See it squirting out of there kind of in the center. So that way we know that's clear. Anyway, now everything's all oily. And we do the same thing to this guy. Take a Q-tip in there. Make sure it's all nice and clean. And then we just put everything back in the reverse order we took it apart in. That's literally it on the outside. If the carburetor is all dirty like this one is, get yourself an old toothbrush and the cleaner that you're using, and just toothbrush off all this stuff right here. Just clean off the outside and make sure it's nice and clean. Make sure this boot's not torn right here or hardened up, because that can impede movement and also cause leaks to happen. You don't need to remove the idle speed as nothing moves through it, but make sure this O-ring is in good shape, that it's not missing or damaged. Clean the outside, then clean the inside. Clean your high-speed needle up, and put your high-speed needle barrel back in and clock the nipple to whatever position it was in before, and use your little wrench on here. And you don't need to tighten it much, because if you over tighten it, you'll pull the threads out. Then you're buying a new carb. Next, take your lubricant of your favorite choice. Put a little bit on that O-ring, because you gotta lick it before you stick it. And then you count how many turns you were. So run that screw all the way down. This is just a quick and dirty method, always works. So we're bottomed out. We're gonna go 1/2, 1, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. That's where we were, so we're gonna be exactly at the starting point of where it was running last. It's that easy. That's all you gotta do is just count how many turns that high-speed needle was, take your carb out, clean the outside off, clean the inside out, and just make sure some liquid passes through that little needle inside there. That's pretty much it. Not that hard. So if you guys can follow that, that's pretty easy. That'll get you up and going usually with any carb. It'll be the same thing with a slide carburetor too. On any engine, doesn't matter. Just be careful about some of the solvents that you use, because some of them can be really nasty and very corrosive towards rubber. I find non-chlorinated brake parts cleaner to be fine. You can use WD-40. It's not really that great of a cleaner. It's kind of mediocre at most things. But that will always get you going. Now, another way to test if this is plugged is get yourself a chunk of fuel line. This is chainsaw fuel line, but that doesn't matter. Put that on there, and you should be able to pass air through it. You can hear it. If you can pass air through it, it's not plugged. That is another way to tell. Nice and easy. Anyways, guys, hopefully that helps. And as always, keep on burning nitro out there. Oh, shit. Oops. There we go. Oh, it's my 291 cylinder head there. Anyways, take it easy, guys. Happy Friday.